I was told that everyone who works at the TVA was created by the Timekeepers.
That's ridiculous. They're all variants, just like us.
Well, theory confirmed. Thank you very much. Literally in the first couple of minutes, we get this scene. It's a bit of a flashback to episode 2, when we see what's going on inside C20's mind, why and how that she actually did give up how to get in to see the Timekeepers. But yeah, theory confirmed. Thank you very much. If you want to check out most of my other theories that I spouted out the other week, check this video out up here. But yeah, what do you think of this episode? Episode 3, I think a lot of people are thinking it's filler. You know, is there such a thing as a filler episode? You need character development. You need to get to know these people if you're going to be emotionally sort of involved and attached, you know, to the characters in the show that we're all watching. So, like I say, I was really made up straight away. I mean, literally straight away we get that scene, so it did confirm my theory that all the TVA agents are actually variants that they've taken, wiped their memory, brainwashed to believe in this sacred timeline timekeeper myth. But yeah, later on, it's like near the end of the episode where she does actually explain, you know, that this is actually what was going on. I mean, it could have just been she was manipulating C20's mind to make her think that they were friends, you know, that kind of thing. Near the end of the episode, she does confirm that, yeah, she had to go back hundreds of years before she worked and was recruited for the TVA. So is this a willing thing? Do people actually volunteer to be a member of the TVA? Maybe they get pulled out and they're getting the choice to be deleted or join the TVA. Maybe there's a choice there. I'm not too sure about that. I think they're just going to pull variants out, which again, I mean, I think this was hinted at with the whole Mobius jet ski thing. That was the thing that took me away from him being a version of Kang to, yeah, just a dude from the 90s, probably a detective or something like that. Hence the reason why he's, you know, a top analyst in the TVA. Perturbed about how they're treating our Loki in this season. Sometimes it seems like he's really weak and he's just getting taken out, you know, by literally anyone. In this episode, we do get to see him use a lot more of his magic. Telekinesis, there was a brief moment in, I think it was Thor: The Dark World, where we do see him, you know, blast the furniture away from himself when he's a bit angry, which, you know, Sylvie kind of does in this episode when she throws a bit of a tantrum. Those green energy blasts, I mean, he's never used any of these before, so I'm sure a lot of people will be thinking, oh, what's going on here? But I do think the MCU in whole is just having a bit of a power-up. I mean, if you look back at the first few Avengers, 2 of them haven't got any sort of powers. Iron Man's just an inventor in his suit. But now we've got the likes of, you know, Captain Marvel. I mean, Thor got an upgrade in Ragnarok. I think it's only right that they actually start showing Loki to be, you know, the badass that he actually is. If you go back and look in the comics, you know, he is a very powerful individual. He is a major player in the comics. He was, you know, Thor's main villain for decades. There is a few theories going around. A lot of people are thinking that he actually swiped the Timestone and he uses it to reverse the building that's about to fall on him. Again, I don't think this is the case. I think this is just him using his telekinesis. That was quite a show, to be fair. I mean, obviously different franchise, but if you look in Star Wars, when they're using the Force, it takes a bit of effort to the heavier the object, you know. But Loki just seems to, and away it goes. So I think that's why a lot of people are thinking he swiped the Timestone. But, you know, it was a very quick motion, and it was literally an instantaneous, you know, shifting of the, or reversing of the building falling on them. I say reversing, was it a reverse? It very doesn't look like he put it into reverse, which is why, you know, I think the theory is going around that he did swipe a Timestone. Even my wife seems to think he took one. But I don't think he did. I think he just kind of thinks, at the time when he was looking at those Infinity Stones, I just think he thought they were then useless. You know, he couldn't use the Tesseract. He thinks the TVA are probably the greatest power in the universe now. He even says to Sylvie, you know, you can't beat them. But yeah, I don't think he's using the time zone. I think they are actually just leveling him up a little bit. So I think at this stage, Loki, or our Loki, has kind of given up on trying to take out the TVA. Until he gets to the Timekeepers. His plan is to take over the TVA, to, you know, maybe assassinate the Timekeepers or charm his way in. But then, like I say, he says to Sylvie, you know, you can't beat them. So has he given up? You know, is this just something he says to her? I mean, quite a few conversations between these two characters, but they're basically both are Loki. So how much of this can we actually believe? You know, she doesn't really remember her mother. So this to me sounds like she's been alone her whole life. So she's been avoiding the TVA since childhood. It seems a bit fishy. I do obviously think she's getting help. I'm still holding out for old man Loki being involved in there somewhere. Maybe she enchanted Loki himself, the old man Loki, Richard E. Grant, I'm still holding out that he is going to be an Old Man Loki. But there was a line, and I've just come up with this now. There's a line in it where she says, you know, the stronger the mind, it's like they're still there. So is something like this going on? Is Old Man Loki in possession of Sylvie's body? I've got a feeling that Old Man Loki is kind of inside her head somewhere. I think it was New Voxels pointed out that she is actually classed as a Loki Laufey daughter, which, you know, instead of Laufey's son, she's Laufey daughter. I love the scene on the train with him singing and dancing, and he's got, I'll relax my way. I mean, Sylvie seems to fall asleep. Is this a show that she does actually trust Loki now? Or she's just totally exhausted? Did Loki do something to her while she was asleep? But no, you know, has he played a trick on her? Then when they get off the train, or he gets thrown off the train and she throws herself out the train after him, she asks him for the tempad back. And this is the first time when he's like, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, she does have a sword to his neck, but I don't think that would worry him too much. I don't think this is the actual tempad. I think this is just one of his illusions. He's tricking her. I've got a feeling he is going to pull it out next episode. Are the TVA going to show up and rescue them? Is Mobius somehow going to track them down? They shouldn't be able to find them at all. The end of an apocalypse. In last episode, we saw that doesn't matter what they do, there will be no variant energy there. So they are undetectable to the TVA. So I don't know, I can't see the TVA showing up to rescue them, as it were. I mean, why would they, as far as they're concerned? If they know that they're there, they're both about to die. I mean, surely that's kind of what they want. Yeah, there's a few scenes in this where they both try their different tactics out. They meet the woman in the old hut. She just tries to burst in, force her way in using brute force. Obviously she gets blasted with that sonic cannon, I can only assume that it is. Then Loki tries his methods. That goes just as well. Yeah, and this old lady calls them both devils, which, going back to the old Norse mythology, obviously the horned aspect of Loki, he has been referred to as the devil. Yeah, and then again, when they actually try to get on the train, she's just like, come on, let's just sort of force our way out. It's up to them if we're going to have, you know, a fight or not. But our Loki's like, no, let's do this one my way. So he turns himself into a guard. Doesn't quite go successfully, so she does end up enchanting the guard, which is what she said in the first place. So, you know, first bit of teamwork maybe going on there. Then obviously they're on the train, we get this conversation, you know, they're trying to get to know each other. She says she doesn't really remember her mother, like I say, and she taught herself enchantment magic. I mean, I think Loki have a hard time believing this. Someone just teaches themselves magic. Surely someone's got to point them in the right direction, give them some brief pointers. I mean, how do you just teach yourself magic without a book or instructions? You know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But yeah, I'm loving the show. I'm loving the fact that Loki seems to be getting a few more powers these days, which is good. He is supposed to be a sorcerer. But yeah, theory confirmed. I still don't think he's got the Timestone. I think that is just Loki using his telekinesis powers, which is good. So yeah, I don't think it was a filler episode at all. You know, we need to get to know these people. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the episode. I loved it. I don't think it was as good as the first two episodes. I think episode 2 is my favourite so far. I'm giving that a solid like 9.5. This one's probably a 7.5. Episode 1 I'm going to give an 8.5 maybe. But yeah, I mean, probably the weakest out of the 3, but if this is the weakest episode in the series, I'm happy with that. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson have both said in interviews that episodes probably 4 and 5, things are just going to go off in a crazy direction, which I'm really looking forward to. Can't wait to see what happens next week and the week after. So what's going to happen next episode? They're obviously going to be stuck on this planet. We've seen this in the trailers. We're having this conversation. Stuff falling around them. I had a feeling that was probably going to be the last episode, but no, you know, we're literally halfway through now. Like I say, I don't think the TVA are going to show up. I don't see how they could track them there, unless they can track an actual tempad, which I do think Loki does still have somewhere, wherever he sends it with his magic, I don't know. I can't see them turning up, so I do think Loki's still got the pad. I think he's sent it away somewhere, it's being charged up, and he's just going to pull it out and they'll get out of there sort of last minute. Like I say, Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston have both said that, you know, things are going to go in a crazy direction anytime now, sort of end of episode 4, I think, beginning of episode 5. So I am really looking forward to what's going to happen in the next episode. But yeah, I mean, like I say, confirm one of my theories, possibly shat on a couple of others. Like I say, I was playing with the idea of Mobius being a version of Kang. No, I don't think that is going to be the case. He probably is just a dude from the 90s who should have died on a jet ski and didn't. I mean, are we going to see another Mobius, another version of Mobius? I do think there's several of them going around. I don't know, in the comics there was a few Mobiuses, clones going around. I think, like I say, there's going to be a play on time here with the TVA are doing to people. We know Renslayer has this other analyst who she's seeing, and, you know, even Mobius kind of takes the piss a bit about that. You know, there's all that analyst you got on the side. Are we going to see this guy at some point? Who knows? I'm still convinced that Kang isn't going to show up. The very most, a post-credit scene at the end of the season. Possibly not even this season, possibly next season. You know, there is going to be a season 2, hopefully, a season 3. But yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments down below what you think is going to happen next episode, how the season's going to end, any other theories you've got. Like I say, if you want to check out some of the theories I spouted out last week, some of them are getting confirmed, some not. Check out the video up here. For now, I think that's all I got. Just wanted to make this quick video just to, yay, theory confirmed, got another one right. Cool, awesome. Anyway, until the next video. Oh, if you're still here, please remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're after nerdy content. Until the next video, farewell. There's a whole thing without the fucking microphone in. Excuse me.